Oh, what's up guys, it's Parnellyx, and I just awoke from a short nap of roughly 12 months, in which I immediately noticed compulsions and withdrawal symptoms that I can only attribute to my decade-long League of Legends or fentanyl addiction. So after taking 40 milligrams of happy pills, I booted up my computer and logged on to play League of Legends with a vision of climbing back to the promised land with Warwick, with a very unique, distinct build which was recommended to me by another fellow Warwick main. This build can only be described as magical and chaotic, which is my favorite combination. Essentially, we're going to be playing AP Jungle Warwick, but it's not the same AP builds that you've seen before. This one has a very interesting twist to make it functional, make it work, make it strong. We will see. And it looks something like this. Runes on the left side, summoner spells on the right side, but center stage, we're going to be going blue jungle pets, Blade of the Rune King. I know it's AP Warwick, but just hear me out. We go 80 Warwick to start by rushing the Bork because of the insane passive that provides. Gives us by far the most damage of any other item that we can have. AP Warwick, keep in mind, is all about burst. This item is going to give us the most burst damage. It's going to allow us to shred people below half health really quickly. And then the AP items that we build afterwards gives us enough damage to one shot after the fact. We then follow it up with Sork Pin Boots because Magic Pin is synergizes really well with Warwick in general. He does mostly magic damage with pretty much everything other than his base autos. And then our first AP item is going to be Storm Surge. Storm Surge gives us Magic Pin, movement speed, AP, and it gives us a extra damage when we're trying to burst someone, which allows us to get nice one-shots when aligned with the Bork. After this, we're going to go straight into Void Staff. Warwick loves Magic Pin because Warwick's AP ratios actually aren't that good. So we got to cheat it by going Magic Pin. It's pretty much Magic Pin Warwick. So the more Magic Pin we get, the more damage we're going to deal. Now, after this point, the fun thing to go would be to go Shadow Flame for more Magic Pin or Lich Bane for a little bit more burst damage. But the smart thing to build is to actually, generally speaking, just kind of start flexing into Tank or Bruiser. Go something like Spirit Visage into Thornmail, or Spirit Visage into Randuin's, or Spirit Visage into Spirit Visage. So pretty much something like that. You're going to have a lot of healing with this build, a lot of mid-game burst, and most importantly, a lot of swagger. Late game, you're kind of cooked, but pray that you win the game by 20 minutes. There are many things that you can call this Warwick build. Wizardwick, Perpwick, Leanwick, or even Kaya's Revenge. But whatever you call it, just have fun and do not blame me for your LP loss. So we're starting off with game 1, take 1. So we're starting off with game 1, take 2. And I've been called many things up until this point, including having the reflexes of a cat, which I don't think that's an insult. But when my Nautilus called me a wave of comforting nostalgia took hold of me like a mother's loving arms. A feeling which persisted for approximately 10 minutes, as this game got off to quite a good start, as following my bold assertive leadership in the level 1 invade, I assisted Aurelian's soul in an early level 3 skirmish. And thanks to Qiyana's complete and utter incompetence, I was able to walk away from the situation, lifesteal off the minions, Braum came to rotate, and we were able to pick up the kill on the Qiyana. And while the enemy Teemo came down from top lane to collapse on our Braum, I sat in this bush for like a solid 30 seconds, and we were able to then clean up the Teemo as well, getting our team off to an excellent start. And the insanity of this game only got more severe as the game progressed, as pretty much I was going bot lane every 20 seconds. There was a fight breaking out, I would come up, clean up, fight would break out, bot lane would die, I'd come clean up. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing for the early game of the AP Warwick strategy I'm doing, as ultimately I'm looking to get kills early and snowball a lead and carry by the mid game. I'm not looking to play it safe and stall out to late game. So ideally, this doesn't seem too bad on the surface. However, my bot lane did not get the memo that they needed to just stop at some point. So the entire game was essentially me running bot lane and fighting, and then recalling, running bot, fighting. My bot lane died a billion times. I didn't farm any camps. I think I had 30 farm by about 10 minutes into the game. My Nautilus was also going batshit insane, as you saw earlier. So this game was a bit of a wrap, as the one opportunity I had to actually kill the Teemo top lane resulted in us losing our entire base. But with that being said, I'm happy to share with you a sneak peek of what AP Warwick has to offer, with a little help from my partner in crime, Lucian.
Lucian, in one word, how would you describe Bork Storm Surge Warwick?
Balanced.
And due to game one being a result of throwing our lead, I felt that I should change it up for game two and not generate a lead at all. And for whatever reason, I have a feeling my team had the same idea in mind. So after developing an encouraging 8,000 gold deficits, I completed my Bork in my boots and wandered around the map with my team, making pick after pick. And we were able to take these picks to develop a little bit of momentum along the way, as me and Teemo started to get quite strong as the game progressed, leaving most of the gold discrepancy to the bottom side of the map. So after developing the gold and confidence to approach the 8-0 Tristana, we were able to pick her off along with the Yuumi, not once, but twice. And this really changed the entire feel of the game, as holy shit, we actually had a chance. Not only did we have a chance, I think we might be winning at this point. Look at Teemo split pushing top lane. Like, we just completely clawed away here. This game is feeling good. Finally, the AP Warwick is really showing its true and utter strength. As even through exhaust, as long as you have your core items, the Bork, Storm Surge, and Void Staff, you'll be able to dish out some shocking damage, to say the least. And the momentum persisted for a couple more minutes as we secured the Baron, made another pick on the Vex as I just completely violated her. And with that, my friends, we have finally won ourselves a game. Let's go. Actually, we lost that game. But going into game 3, I remembered that League of Legends is not a game of mechanics or strategy. It's a game of patience, persistence, and more importantly, mental fortitude. Because if you remain calm, collected, and focused, inevitably someone on either team is going to tilt. And as long as that one person is not you, the odds are more in your favor. I'm saying this because the enemy Hecarim this entire game, starting from level 1, only farmed my jungle camps. He did not. I don't think there's a single moment that he took his own jungle camps. This dude bolted straight to my jungle every single time. No matter how out of the way or inconvenient it was, he just went there. And did my teammates help cover for me? No, they did not, but I kept focused. I remained patient. I took the punishes whenever I could, because ultimately this guy is just kind of wasting a lot of time going to my jungle while I'm getting kills. So even though I am behind in farm, at least I am affecting the lanes and feeding myself. And because he was only targeting my jungle camps besides his own buffs, I was just counter jungling him in response in order to catch up. And whenever his red buff spawns, I was able to set up a trap with my team, although I'm not entirely sure what this teleport from Caston was intended to do. It only just kind of gave it away, but it got the job done. We're able to kill this Hecarim multiple times. He had very low kill participation, very high farm, very high annoyance, but you got to consider when people are cheesing you, ultimately what cheese does is it just kind of annoys you. Cheese isn't something that's effective if you retain your mental fortitude. With a prime example being this play, as I lived on 10 HP essentially, despite completely low odds, which in an even game is incredibly tilting. You know what else is tilting? When you kill the enemy Hecarim and your entire team chases the Jax across the entire map, completely neglecting the Otacon. in an advantageous situation. But what makes you win is not reflecting on the missed opportunities. Rather, it's bouncing back with focus and enthusiasm. And to be honest, mostly gold, because ultimately I'm 13-4, so any person that steps onto my screen is getting ulted. And when they get ulted, they get RQ lightning bolt comboed. So even though this Hecarim has been invading me overwhelmingly the entire game, and even though this Hecarim has 200 CS, he does not have 15 kills. He does not have Void Staff, and I did not forget how annoying this motherfucker was to play against. So I'm gonna run him down. We're gonna finish off the triple kill. This brings me to 17 kills and leads us into maybe one of the most embarrassing scenes that I have seen in quite some time, as it looks like I'm at certain death here. But you can see AP Warwick healing, an Ash arrow across the map which saves me from the Vayne, and a free kill on the Hecarim with more ridiculous healing. So after just a couple of games, a couple dozen games, we were able to prove that AP Warwick is not only a good build, but no, it's just a fun build.